length, you may have gotten through this chapter already on your own, or you might be still working on it. Either way, it's good review or it's good new learning. So let's talk about what is length. Length measures how long something is. So if you can see here, it's measured from side to side, and they use these counter cubes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The shoe is 5 counter cubes long. Now, height is measured from the bottom to the top, so up and down, kind of like when we measure you. So we measure height. Height measures how tall something or someone is. So let's see how tall the girl is using the counter cubes. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. She is 13 counter cubes long. Tall. So with length we say how long it is, with height we say how tall it is. Again, with length we say how long it is, with height we say how tall it is. The tree is short, and the tree on the left is short, and the tree on the right is tall. The plant on the left is short, but the plant on the right is shorter. So we can use those words to compare. So which is longer and which is shorter? So we have a green train and a blue train. So the green train is then the blue train, is it longer or shorter? The green train is shorter than the blue train, and the blue train is longer than the green train. That is comparing length. Which building is shorter? Point to it, and you should be pointing to the green. So it says here taller than is used to describe an object that covers more height. So which one is taller, up and down? So it says example object A, so the school is taller than the backpack. So which one is shorter? So shorter than is used to describe an object that covers less height. So in this case, the backpack is shorter than the school. And remember, longer is, we use that to describe length from side to side. So longer than is used to describe an object that covers more distance. So the pencil that is pencil A is longer than pencil B. Oh, and similarly, shorter than is used to describe an object that covers less distance side to side. So pencil B is pencil B is shorter than pencil A. So comparing more than two things, we are going to compare two lengths by comparing each with a third. So we can say something like tallest, shortest, longest. So in this picture, Chris is wearing orange pajamas. Brandon is wearing blue pajamas. Annie's wearing a green dress or green pajamas. So Chris is taller than Brandon. Brandon is taller than Annie. So Chris is taller than Annie. So which of these objects is long, longer, and longest? So let's start with long. The orange ruler is long. The purple ruler is longer, but the green ruler is the longest. So you can measure end to end using non-standard units. You can estimate and measure length using everyday objects and a ruler. So you don't always have to use rulers to measure. You can use any objects as long as they're the same size. So what we would usually use in class is unsharpened pencils that are exactly the same, bears, the cubes, the little chips, or paper clips. So it says here we use starting a start line. You can compare the lengths of things with a start line. So let's go ahead and use that. So you can see a start line can be like in a race. As long as you are measuring from all the objects from this line, then you should have a correct answer. So it says draw two more pencils, use a start line. Go ahead and look at what I did because usually we do those on the board. So how to measure length, start at the end of an object and measure in a straight line to the other end. Make sure that they are all at the same start line. You can see the one that is incorrect. Try not to leave gaps. So this one here, it says how to measure. When using non-standard units like paper clips to measure, you must place each unit right next to each other. You will begin at one end and stop at the other. The first one is correct, and you can see that the one with gaps is not correct, so we say incorrect. So when we measure height, it's similar. We have to start at the bottom, place each unit right next to each other, going in a straight, tall line all the way to the top. So the second one here is not correct because they didn't go all the way to the top of her head. So what are non-standard units? Non-standard units are units that and tools that are not commonly accepted as a system of measurement. When you're older, you'll use feet, inches, centimeters, but for now, you can just use the little bears, or we usually use the counting cubes a lot in class. Here we have standard units, which you guys will learn more about when you're older. So we were going to be focusing on the non-standard units. So here are some examples of things that you can use. So if you have these at home, I want you to try to measure objects at home. Try to measure your TV, try to measure your shoe, try to measure a spoon. Use these tools if you have them. It's fun. So the first thing that you do is you find an object to measure with. The unit of measurement we choose must be the same and not a mixture of different things. So you can't use feet, hands, and hands. You have to just use feet, or you can just use counter cubes or just paper clips. So next you decide whether to measure the height or length. So height is how tall something is, and length is how long it is from side to side. So then you find a start line, like so. And finally, you measure with no gaps and record your answer. So, for example, this pencil is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paper clips long. You measure with no gaps, and then you record the answer. So, how tall is the bird? So, we're going to use these little chips. So, first thing we do is you choose the object, then you figure out if you want to measure height or length, find the start line, measure with no gaps, and record. So according to this, the bird is 9 circles long. How long is the snake? Again, choose the object, choose height or length, find a start line, measure with no gaps, and record. So according to this, the snake is about 6 black cubes long. All right, friends, so I hope that you guys found that interesting because I love teaching length and especially how to measure with non-standard objects like these here. So be creative and find some things to measure at home. Bye!